welcome back. Today I want to talk to you about focal points. So our paper is your regular size paper, which means that we don't want to make it too crazy busy. A focal point is like a little picture or some sort of a shape on your paper that kind of draws your eye in. I already have a couple of focal points on my paper, but I want to kind of walk you through how to choose sizes and things. So for me, here is one focal point and here is another. You can basically make your paper thinking about focal points already, but you can also look at your paper and feel like there's a couple of empty spaces that I wouldn't mind filling in. So I'm going to show you how to do that today. So you should get one of your pages out of your kit that has images, and if you don't have any pages like that, then magazines are a good spot. I'm going to give you some different little pieces. These are called die cuts. It's just basically a little piece of paper cut into a very specific shape. But when you're picking your images out of magazines, you obviously don't want to pick something this big. This is going to take over your whole page and it's going to ruin it. What you want to do is look for things that are smaller in size. This would be a much better choice for my page. This, I would say, if I were to cut these words off, this would also be a good size for my page. The bigger your Franken paper is, the easier it is to incorporate a piece like this. But because of the size we're working on, we want to use smaller images. If you don't find any images in the magazines you like, you're free to use stickers. Stickers are a great way to add a focal point. So I'm not going to use this little cutie because I'm actually saving him for something else. And it's also better if you're picking stickers, if your stickers are completely flat. You don't want any like puffy stickers on your page. These are also flat stickers. These ones are just little labels, and they have different shapes. You can see some of them are like square, rectangle, circle, oval, another rectangle. So these are all options you can use. If you're still not happy with your options, you can use a small paper punch to punch a very specific shape. I've brought paper punches with me today. Let me just grab a piece of scrap paper and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so this is a paper punch. This one is a large heart. So before you get started, you need to look at the back. This punch is locked. You'll know it's unlocked. So here it is locked. You'll know it's unlocked when it opens, like that. So what I like to do is I would take my paper that I want to punch, and you want to hold your punch so it's upside down so you can actually see what it is you're going to be punching out. If you've got a paper like this that doesn't have a flat edge that you want to punch, I would recommend just cutting or ripping a flat edge. So now my punch will go all the way in, and now I can punch. So you just push and then the little image will come out. Don't force this. It will break. I've broken several. And I don't really want to replace them. So that's as easy as it is. And now I have two more focal images for my page. I could leave these be the same, but I want to mix it up. So I'm going to grab a different focal image. So punches are a good option. If you find an image and you don't want all of it, I would really like just this little blue flower. I'm going to show you how to fussy cut. So you're going to need a pair of scissors and a whole lot of patience. So all you want to do is roughly cut around the image. I only want this blue flower, so I'm only going to focus on this. And in case you're wondering, this piece of paper is actually a piece of wallpaper. So So to fussy cut an image, you want to hold it. And normally when you cut paper, you would cut like this and you would move your scissors. Do you see how this hand isn't moving? The hand that's holding the scissors is moving. You don't want to do that when you fussy cut. You want to hold the image and you're going to turn the image, especially if it's something like this that has like rounded corners. I'm not doing a great job because I'm actually doing this through my camera, but you get the idea. So you can go as close to the image as you want. You see how I'm kind of, and I'm not holding this really, really tight. I'm kind of holding it so I can pivot it. And that is how you fussy cut. And you can cut around all kinds of different shapes. I find this most useful if I'm cutting around shapes like this, where it's kind of got rounded edges. I find these kinds of things are easier to cut out. So there's my little flower. Now, because I didn't want this part, I would position this somewhere on my paper, like here maybe, where I could maybe put another piece here to cover it or something. And you want to make sure when you've got focal images on your page, you want to make sure they're in odd numbers. So that would be 3, 5. Those are your two real options with a paper this size. So I already have 2. So for me, if I only wanted 3, I would put this somewhere in the middle-ish. And you can see I've chosen a color that's pretty similar. If I wanted to go with 5, I would maybe stagger them and try to fill in one of the spots on my paper that really didn't have a whole lot going on yet. So I might want to do something like this. So there's 5 images, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then here it is again with just 3. So go ahead and play around with your focal points on your paper. Don't forget to practice some fussy cutting because you're going to need to know how to do that. And have fun. All right, I will see you next class. Bye for now.